The unseen engines of modern life. Look around you. That phone in your hand, the shirt on your back, even the Kopi cup you're sipping from, they all likely began their journey in a factory. These places, often big noisy buildings we drive past without a second thought, are the real unsung heroes of our daily lives. They are working non-stop, day and night, churning out the stuff that makes our world tick. Without them, life as we know it would be very different. From the tiniest microchip in your computer, to the massive engines of an Airbus A380, factories are the birthplaces of an incredible range of products. They produce the food that comes in packets and cans, keeping our pantries stocked. They assemble the cars and buses that get us from Jurong to Changi. They manufacture the medicines that help us get well when we fall sick. Even the very bricks and concrete that make up our HDB flats come from specialized factories. So, buckle up and get ready, it's going to be quite an eye-opening ride, la. A long time ago, before all these fancy machines, making anything was seriously tough work. Imagine everything being crafted by hand, one single piece at a time, with painstaking effort. Think of the village blacksmith hammering away at hot metal, the carpenter carefully shaping wood, or the weaver meticulously creating fabric on a loom. These artisans were skilled, but the process was incredibly slow and tiring. Then, boom! The big change arrived, something historians call the Industrial Revolution. Factories, much larger than the old workshops, began to pop up, especially in Europe and America. For the first time, things could be made faster and in larger quantities, which slowly started to make them a bit cheaper. Fast forward a bit, and you get to Henry Ford. He wasn't the one who invented the car, but he figured out how to make loads of them so ordinary people could afford one. His big idea, the moving assembly line. Now let's jump to today, the year 2025. Okay, so it's important to know that not all factories are the same, right? They don't all make things in the exact same way. Broadly speaking, we can sort them into two main types. The first kind is what we call discrete manufacturing. Think about your handphone, your sleek flat-screen TV, or that shiny new car you might be dreaming of owning. Factories that make these kinds of products are discrete manufacturers. They take many different components and parts, and then assemble them together, step by step, until you get one finished product at a time. Then on the other hand, you've got what's called continuous manufacturing. This one operates quite differently because it's designed for stuff that flows, stuff that isn't made of distinct, countable units. Think about petrol for your car, the chemicals used in industry, the paint for your walls, or even the concentrated base for your favorite teh tarik. Section 4. The factory's guts key parts that make it all chug along smoothly. Every factory that makes things, especially those discrete items we talked about, has a production line or an assembly line. You can think of this as the very heartbeat of the factory. It's where all the action happens, where raw materials or components are systematically transformed into the cool stuff we use. The production line is essentially a carefully planned path that materials follow as they are being worked on. Workers, robots, or a combination of both are strategically stationed along this path. Each station has a specific task, adding value to the product step by step. Now, making things fast is one important goal, but making them good, making them reliable, is just as crucial. That's where quality control, or QC as it's commonly known, comes into the picture. QC involves the sharp-eyed folks and, increasingly, very smart automated sensors and vision systems that are dedicated to checking everything. This rigorous process ensures you get what you paid for, solid, reliable stuff. Section 5. Make Banyak-Banyak or just enough GIT versus mass production showdown. For a very long time in manufacturing history, mass production was the undisputed king, an idea that Henry Ford really popularized with his Model T car. The game plan for mass production is pretty straightforward. Set up your factory to make tons and tons of the exact same thing, as quickly and cheaply as possible. By producing in such huge volumes, the cost for each individual item drops significantly, which then makes the product more affordable for everyone. Think of everyday items like basic white t-shirts, cans of your favorite soft drink, or standard nuts and bolts. Factories are specifically designed and tooled up for this kind of high-volume output, churning out products like, "There's no tomorrow." Then along came a different philosophy, largely pioneered in Japan, called just-in-time manufacturing, or JIT for short. The core idea of JIT is to produce only what is needed, precisely when it is needed, and only in the exact amount that is needed. So, instead of stockpiling mountains of parts, components arrive at the factory just before they are scheduled to be used on the assembly line. It's all about being lean, mean, and incredibly efficient, eliminating waste in all its forms. Section 6, the Smart Alec Factory, IoT, AI, and real-time everything powering the future. Now we're diving into the really cool stuff, the latest evolution in manufacturing, the smart factory. This is where making things gets incredibly high-tech, really ATAs, a colloquial term for high-class or sophisticated. These advanced factories leverage cutting-edge digital technologies to become super efficient, incredibly flexible, and remarkably smart in their operations. One of the key ingredients that makes a factory smart is the Internet of Things, or IoT. In simple terms, IoT means putting sensors on almost everything within the factory, on the machines, on the parts moving through the production line, even monitoring the ambient environment like temperature and humidity. These countless sensors collect enormous amounts of data all the time about every aspect of the operation. How fast is this particular machine running? What's the vibration level on that motor? Is that batch of raw material up to spec? All this valuable information is transmitted wirelessly, often creating a digital twin, a virtual replica of the physical factory. So you've got all this data, terabytes of it, pouring in every second. So what do you do with it? That's where artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning, ML, come into play. Section 7, so Shiok, the many upsides of these modern manufacturing powerhouses. Modern factories are all about efficiency and quality. They produce goods faster using fewer resources. Automation and smart systems reduce waste. Products are more reliable and consistent, lower costs and higher quality for everyone.